Hey guys, welcome to the ultimate guide to the world.
We're on a mission here, unlocking the hidden, fascinating secrets behind every single nation on Earth.
Country Wiki.
Today, we're grabbing our cultural passports and setting off on a virtual journey to explore the vibrant, resilient identity of Albania, land of the eagles.
Let's dive in. So there's this absolutely fascinating contrast here when we look at the Albanian language. It's actually a linguistic isolate. That means it forms its own, entirely separate branch of the Indo-European language family, the Albanoid branch, descending from the Paleo-Balkan group. Its origins are, well, they're steeped in mystery, going all the way back to before the Christian era. But despite those enigmatic roots, look at its status today. It's the official language in Albania and Kosovo, and a co-official language in North Macedonia and Montenegro. It's ancient, but it is very much alive.
And if we zoom in a bit, the language is beautifully split right down the middle by geography. The Shkumbin River in central Albania acts as this natural historical boundary. Up north of the river, people speak the Geg dialect. Down south, you're going to hear the Tosk dialect. Linguistic evidence shows this split happened way back in the post-Roman, pre-Slavic period. But hey, despite the regional differences, the standard varieties are mutually intelligible, so everyone can still understand each other perfectly.
Having fun? Do us a huge solid and hit that subscribe button to support the channel.
Moving right along to the land of eagles, flag and symbolism.
Okay, so the absolutely crucial word to know here is Shqipëria. That's the Albanian language name for Albania itself, and it's closely linked to the word Shqipe, which literally means eagle. So it translates beautifully to the land of the eagles. It's such a profound connection. For Albanians, the eagle isn't just some mascot. It's the ultimate representation of identity, strength, freedom, and being vigilant, constantly looking in all directions. Let's trace how this eagle took flight, historically speaking. The double-headed eagle motif actually has its roots way back in ancient Anatolia and the Byzantine Empire. But it became fiercely Albanian in 1443. That is when Gjirokastër, who you probably know better as Skanderbeg, raised this striking red banner with the black, double-headed eagle to lead a massive 25-year resistance against the Ottoman Empire. Fast forward to November 28, 1912, when Albania declared independence, they officially adopted that exact same symbol. Skanderbeg's banner is literally the direct ancestor of the modern flag.
Now for my favorite part, a taste of Albania, food culture.
I absolutely love this image. Imagine you're standing in a gjajis, a traditional grandmother's kitchen in the city of Elbasan. She pulls a heavy clay dish out of the oven. The top layer of yogurt has puffed up like this glorious golden cloud. She looks at you and says, "Prit, prit, wait." You watch it slowly sink, releasing this incredible warm wave of garlic and oregano into the air. Honestly, this right here is the pure essence of Albanian comfort food.
The dish she's making is Tavë Kosi, the national dish of Albania, and the origin story is super fascinating. Legend has it that during a 15th century Ottoman siege near Elbasan, local cooks were marinating lamb in kos, which is a tangy, soured sheep's or goat's milk. Not wanting to waste the leftover marinade, they simply combined it with the cooked lamb, threw in some eggs and rice, and baked the whole shebang into a golden, custard-like masterpiece. It definitely takes some patience, braising the lamb for a full hour and really managing the temperature, but it is so worth it. But obviously, the Albanian table is filled with so much more than just one dish. You've got Byrek, which is this incredible hand-rolled, multi-layered pastry stuffed with savory meats or cheeses. Down in the south, you'll find lakror, a specific type of pie traditionally baked directly on hot embers. Up north, there's fri, a really intricate dish made by painstakingly layering batter and cream. And of course, kofte, delicious, perfectly seasoned fried meatballs. The culinary culture here is just deeply, deeply rooted in the land and the distinct histories of its regions.
Next up, woven history and stone cities, landmarks and dress.
If you ever want to see history literally layered upon itself, you have to look at cities like Berat and Gjirokastër. Berat is famously known as the City of 1,000 Windows, while Gjirokastër is the City of Stone, with its streets practically stretching up the steep side of the Drino River Valley. We like to call these places living architectural palimpsests. Basically, that means you can still see well-preserved traces of Illyrian, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman civilizations, all just peacefully coexisting right there in the masonry, the castles, and the grand mansions.
It was actually during the 19th century Romantic period that explorers, diplomats, and painters from the West really began to discover Albania. European lithographs and paintings like those beautiful works by Edward Lear and J. Cartwright really captured the dramatic landscape and the magnificent, highly ornamental clothing of the people. This was basically what brought the incredibly romantic reality of Albanian life into European cultural salons for the very first time.
And there was just this brilliant diversity to that clothing. Take the fustanella, for example. That's the iconic white multi-pleated kilt worn by men. It was actually so popular and highly favored that even neighboring Balkan populations and the occupying Ottoman forces started imitating it. But then, contrast that highland look with the urban fashion of a wealthy citizen from a city like Shkodra. There, you'd see this rich mix of early native traditions heavily layered with Oriental influences, featuring gorgeous silk pants and perfectly tailored jackets.
But perhaps the most mind-blowing piece of traditional clothing is the Xhubleta. It's a handcrafted, undulating, bell-shaped garment made entirely of black felt, traditionally worn by highland women in northern Albania. It's such an ancient, vital symbol of identity. Sadly, its daily use fell off drastically in the 1960s. Socialist collectivization policies made it kind of impractical for agricultural work, and raw materials were scarce. Today, it's considered an endangered craft, but make no mistake, it still holds immense spiritual and social weight for the highland identity.
Finally, Albania's modern evolution, capital city in summary.
So how does all this ancient history build into the modern era? Well, look at the capital. Exactly a century after its original 1925 master plan, Tirana is boldly reclaiming its landscape. The Tirana 2030 master plan, created by Stefano Borri Architetti, takes a massive pivot. Instead of just planning for endless urban sprawl, the plan intentionally cuts demographic forecasts by 2/3 to prioritize a truly green, accessible city. They're focusing on ecological corridors, functional plurality, and really highlighting the city's architectural heritage. It is a bold, forward-looking vision for a city with so many historical layers.
Let's bring it all together. Our cultural passport to Albania reveals a nation defined by a completely unique Paleo-Balkan language. One divided by a river, sure, but totally united by its history. It boasts an iconic and deeply resilient visual identity in the double-headed eagle. It offers these rich, sensory culinary traditions that were born out of necessity and perfected over centuries. It's a landscape where ancient stone cities and intricately woven garments tell the complex story of a cultural crossroads. And finally, it culminates in a forward-looking, ecologically green capital city.
Thank you so much for watching. Your support literally means the world to us.